Pisces, it's good to see you. My name is Chandler. This is your intuitive energy reading for Aries season, April 2019. I hope you all have enjoyed your season, come and gone. You know, honestly, I don't know how you do it. That month was a little rough for me, especially because it was Mercury retrograde. I'm like so ready for Aries season. I think some of you may be feeling that as well, but I hope that you enjoyed it. You guys usually feel very comfortable in that kind of energy. So we have a positive outcome. Wow, what a good card. It seems like this is just very simple. There is hope for this situation. You know, if you've been waiting on news, maybe Mercury retrograde put some delays on your progress, or maybe you've had some misunderstandings. There's a positive outcome waiting for you. It says, have faith, don't give up now, trust. The forces of love are at work behind the scenes, so expect a joyous and positive outcome, Pisces. Really, really awesome. I'm excited to see what comes up. I'm gonna switch these out. My Dreams of Gaia deck are ready for you. Okay, so the Five of Water and the Mother. Interestingly enough, okay, we have this very emotional energy coming up that really requires your insight because it needs to change. If there's been feelings of victimhood, maybe you haven't felt very progressive lately, all of those things can be eradicated. All of those things can change now. As we have Aries season, we have two full moons in Libra, which I see through the Mother card. There's a very lunar energy. It's a very mother-like energy. And it's very healing in a sense, in preparation for what's to come. We need to heal. We need to dissolve whatever kind of emotional burdens lie in our past that may be still affecting or pulling on your energy. It looks like this is a great time to heal any kind of relationship dynamics that have otherwise gone awry. So if you have an inclination or intuition or desire to heal any kind of relationship with a loved one, do it now. The time is right. Okay, so let's see what else we can get from my Dreams of Gaia. We have the King of Air and Queen of Air. Wow, beautiful. So you and your partner are probably working very closely right now. You guys are on the same wavelength. You guys are on the same page. The communication is fairly simple. It's easygoing, you know, and things feel very fair. With the King of Air and the Queen of Air coming out together, it just seems like some idea, big opportunity, big news, you know, change in pace, change in direction is coming your way as if it's a gust of wind. You know, this is very airy energy. This is the sort of intellect. And when this happens like this, when these cards come out together, it typically means that someone is joining forces, someone is getting on the same page, someone is getting a lot of recognition and respect, your social circle is getting larger. You know, there's an opportunity here for a promotion I'm seeing, because we do have the positive outcome, and the kind of work ethic of the air energy is always positive, especially when it comes out in this kind of dual sense. Things are making sense. So there could be a promotion, there could be some recognition, as the Queen of Air and the King of Air have the vastest, if that's, you know, even a way to put it, the largest social circle, you know, the most influential people, as they tend to like get around very fast. You know, they have you know, quick conversations, but profound conversations. They draw a lot of insight and they give a lot of great advice, so they're highly respected. I think that this is a really good sign here. We have the Queen of Earth, so this is not about to change. This is for the long haul. This is foundational stuff. This is also maybe a pay raise, pay grade, financial success. Okay, so this is what we're talking about this season, Pisces. This is what we're talking about. The seeds that have been planted have been necessary, because otherwise I see a few blockages in your energy that have kept you from really being able to receive the love that you deserve out of insecurity. Right? This is what it's screaming to me. Insecurity, doubtfulness, fears of moving forward, not feeling good enough. You know, whether it be in your relationships or whether it be in any kind of financial sector in your life, maybe it's business oriented. News is coming your way, and it's to validate how hard you've worked and how much you deserve the success that's coming your way. And this is just the beginning. Okay, the things that are happening this month are going to be ongoing and evolving the next 3 to 4 months. So let's see what comes up in your traditional tarot. I want to know about the Five of Water and the Mother in reverse. So the Mother is also the 4. This is foundational. This has maybe been going on for a long time. I feel that some of you are missing your mother. I feel like some of you are missing that connection, you know, to a very motherly person in your life. We have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So this isn't necessarily unfortunate, but we're talking about here some astrology today, and Jupiter is in retrograde this month in Sagittarius. And so sometimes, you know, it's funny because Jupiter is the planet of big ideas, right? Big success, abundance, and sometimes, all the time, it represents excess. It represents a little bit too much. And so unfortunately, Pisces, I think that you can get in ruts of self-doubt because you feel this energy so much, this fiery energy, intensity, showing you all the successes of others, or maybe you're playing the comparison game. Either way, this is showing you here that too much enthusiasm is not a good thing. Okay, in excess, anything is out of balance. So you need to understand this idea. You need to understand yourself. You are not always right, Pisces, and it's not that how you feel is the whole story. How you feel may need a little bit of tweaking, because here, what I see you deserving is what you're not allowing yourself to receive, interestingly enough. We have the Fool at the bottom of the deck, okay? So just so you know, this is a new chapter. This is you getting to know yourself, getting to know this idea, understanding the outcome, the news that has come your way is in fact deserving by you, that the universe is giving it to you freely, but maybe not even freely, right? Because this is something that has been earned. This is karma. This is a karma cycle, and it's coming back to you in a good way, in a positive way. But then I think you really struggle with receiving it. Okay, so the Page of Cups, again, there's this giving and receiving that's just a little bit out of balance. It's not a big deal. But with the Page of Cups, it's like you don't really understand sometimes how you're feeling. How you're feeling sometimes has the tendency to just take over and seem like it's going to forever be that way, and seem like it's, your burden to carry. You're just taking on too much. You don't need to take this on. You don't need to... you don't need to work yourself to the bone before you get something good in your life. You can absolutely pace yourself this month and really work on it, because I think that this is an indication that there's a certain cycle that's coming to an end in your life about this, regarding this area, about feeling undeserving, having strong insecurities, not allowing you to move forward, not allowing you to really receive the blessings that you do deserve. You know, there's people out there who don't deserve the things that they're getting. Let's just face it. It's not all black and white. And to understand and orient yourself correctly with the kind of energy that you're receiving is going to then help you get more in alignment with what you should feel deserving of and what you don't deserve, right? Because those things are kind of getting mixed up. And you do run the risk of becoming exhausted, so make sure you express yourself in the right way. Make sure you don't put any burdens on people, when you have those healing conversations. Make sure that you understand where you are and where your fault lies, so that you can really receive the information, the emotional energy, the healing that you deserve to move on. Because without it, I'm not sure you will be as accepting of the blessings when they come. You need to make sure that you're in alignment with the blessings. Positive news is coming, Pisces, but if you're not willing to accept it, it'll simply pass you by. Okay, so anything more from the Mother or the Five of Water? All right, let's move on. I want to know about the Queen and King of Air, okay? They're sitting together, they're glowing, they're vibrant, they're sharp. They're wanting to really clarify this situation and let you know what kind of news is coming your way. Again, I love the King of Air because he is he's not a royal born, right? If we look at the King of Air, he's someone who was born into poverty. He was someone who was a common person when he was young. And then through his strategies, his excellent communication skills, his willingness to network, his abilities evolved, and therefore he kind of climbed the social ladder. And he could be more of a politician type. He could be, very dogmatic. But with his abilities, he kind of grew into this very profound and just leader, knowing both sides of the coin, knowing, the sword has its edges, And in other ways, in other words, you know, he really is able to relate to just about anybody. And that's why he's put in the position he is, because he's relatable. Not because he's the smartest, sharpest, most tactful or organized. He's all of those things. But because he's relatable. His people relate to him. Okay, and same with the Queen of Air. She doesn't put herself on the pedestal because she's the queen, although she could. And in reverse, sometimes she does. But in this sense, she is the queen, and she does not take her leadership for granted. Okay, so if she's put in a place of leadership, she really does work it with dignity. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Okay, the King of Wands. Interesting. I need more information because here we have two kings kind of going head to head. Where we have the Queen of Air also is as almost a masculine type of energy. The way that she's kind of approaching this endeavor is as if there's a lot of pressure. With the King of Wands and the Queen of Air, it could feel like you're making a hasty decision. You know, you're being persuaded maybe by your peers or maybe by a boss or an authority figure to assume this position, to actually take on this responsibility. And though the Queen of Air is very confident, being put under pressure or making rash decisions, she has the tendency to miss the details, to kind of miss the finer details, to overlook some of the more crucial information. So in this sense, I think that to give in to peer pressure or to give in to anyone persuading you to take on more responsibility than is really necessary is not really the way to go. You need to be very clear and concise with your communication of what they expect of you and how you are expected to perform in such a way. Okay, so we have the Sun also at the bottom of the deck, which I love because this is the Sun in Aries, which is a time of new beginnings, initiating any kind of new beginning or planting any new seed at this point. Though it may seem daunting or you may not feel completely prepared for it, to say the least, but it will pose an opportunity to become more independent and to have more of what you desire, okay? So think lighthearted about this in the long run. As difficult as this decision is at this moment, it poses a great opportunity for you, it really does. So, the Sun. Okay, just as I said, you could know a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius that has an influence over your decision making. They could feel very rushed. They could put a hastiness on the decision. They may need to know or hear back from you. And, you know, just be very lighthearted with this person. They really enjoy your enthusiasm. They really enjoy your playfulness, your optimism. And so if you relay that in your conversation, they will be intrigued by you and they will hear you loud and clear. The Ten of Pentacles again at the bottom of the deck. So this is going to lead to quite a legacy that you're not really sure of yet. You know, you don't see this quite yet, but this is a long-term projection here of your success. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. So unfortunately, as many of you are, you know, thinking independent, okay, it could be a home-based business. I don't see that happening right away. I think that what this Queen of Pentacles represents here is kind of a motherly tendency, but it's not for family actually, it's for other people. And you know, your coworkers could even regard you as a bit of a mother in the arena or the environment, and you could give off this very motherly essence, but you also have to be very practical and consistent and organized and disciplined, so it takes a bit of that free-flowingness out of the equation. You know, that doesn't have to be a negative actually. I just see you needing to adjust a little bit to this because the discipline and the responsibility outweighs the kind of lightheartedness or the nurturing or loving touch that you have. And it also may take you away from family a little bit more. You know, as much as you wanted to be independent and spend more time at home or have this agenda that is a little bit more flexible, you're gonna need to remain flexible right now. And it's kind of against what you had previously thought you wanted. You know, you're gonna have to spend more time, doing this work than at home relaxing. But I will assure you that the time that you spent away from home will end up accumulating more so that you can spend more independent time and maybe even working from home eventually. Okay, but to assume this responsibility now, I think is gonna pay off. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles assures a payout, but it's the weighing of the responsibility that she kind of has to do before she commits. Okay, so just so you know, it's gonna take you away. It's gonna be fairly busy. You know, there may be some delay in actually feeling, you know, you know, independent or on your own schedule. It's just not going to be that way at first, but you will have professional and personal success in this. Okay, so let's again look at, I saw the 8 of Wands, but I want something very clear. You know, when we're dealing with the Queen and King of Air, you know, there is not very much room for doubt. You know, we've got to know for sure, right? We've got to know for sure. Pisces, look at this. Okay, the Fool. This is your new beginning. This is exactly where you begin. And I think that the Fool is a perfect energy. It's neither negative nor positive. It's just perfect. As the creator of your reality, you realize that you are in a perfect position to really have a hand in what you're creating. And I think it's beautiful because what you are doing at this moment is not only creating your future and designing it almost exactly the way that you see fit, but it's a defining moment for you. It truly is a defining moment for you, Pisces. You are defining yourself. You're defining your efforts. You're defining your future. And it's solidifying in such a way that there is not a return to this position, right? There is not something that you can go back on once you've made that decision for yourself. Okay, so I think that's very clear for me. I think that what this represents here is an entirely bountiful, abundant new beginning for the long term. Okay, so we have the Queen of Earth and the Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, let's talk about the wages. Let's talk about how much you're going to be getting, what kind of opportunity this is, what financially is coming your way in support from the universe. We have a lot of indications here that you're getting a pay raise, that there's a certain amount of responsibility, but it'll happen naturally. It's not like it's going to be thrown upon you. We have Ace of Pentacles again at the top of the deck. I want some more information. We have the High Priestess, okay, in reverse. So what this means here is that there's a lot of information coming to you and that you could be nervous of all of it being dumped on you all at once. It's not quite like that. When the High Priestess comes up, it wishes for you to understand how the High Priestess operates, and it's never you know, the fact that you'll be forced to look at things that were otherwise veiled to you before in this very abrupt way. It's oftentimes little by little, in these little increments, she will show you what you've known all along by validating you in a very natural way. The veil is thinner every time, and more information will come when you're ready for it, but not unless you're ready. Okay, and this is information that you would feel insecure about otherwise. But the security comes when you get to know the truth. When you get to know the truth of the situation. You know, some of you could be healing again in family dynamics or relationships along the way. But with a mindfulness of improving yourself. You know, this is a very self-oriented month. It's the I am month. Okay, so what are you? What are you defining? What are you defining, and how are you defining it to other people? Is this a personal projection? You know, is this something of your past coming back up to clear? We have the Seven of Swords, okay? So there may be some mischief, some lies, some deceit, some betrayal in your past that needs healing. And with the Queen of Pentacles, this is a long time coming. This could be years, in fact. But you know, there may also be people around you who are kind of like jealous of this promotion, or like wanting to steal your shine a little bit, or tattletale on you. There's real petty stuff. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You know, it's almost not worth your time. I just feel like it came out very light and just like, that's annoying. The Hermit, okay, so this is the number 9, and this is the Virgo in energy, and we do have a bit of earthly energy to wrap up your reading. And where we're going here is Taurus season. So once we're in Taurus season, we have Venus entering Aries. We have the Sun in Taurus, making a very stable, patient, practical, hardworking kind of environment for you. And the qualities that are going to be most respected are the ones of consistency, organization, discipline. Okay, so make sure you're really on target this month, because if someone sees you slip up, they're probably going to say something. If you mess up, or if you're not organized, they're going to call you out. Okay, and it's just real petty stuff that you don't want to have to deal with. So mark your put, what is that saying, mark your P's and Q's, or dot your I's, that kind of thing. Like, just make sure all of the details are finalized and gone over again, because what this is Pluto retrograde and Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. It's a very hardy sign, and it takes on a lot of responsibility, probably more so than it really needs to. And I think that essence is kind of carried through into our organization, into our work ethic, toward the later part of the month. But if you remain flexible and you remain organized, you should be golden. But then again, you have to be very self-aware, and this is what the Virgo and Hermit energy is showing you, is not to pay attention to the outside stuff, though it's kind of confusing, or maybe there's a lot going on around you. Every time you feel your energy kind of just being very scattered, draw back in. Realize what you're doing. Be in the moment, be very present, be very grounded, and you will assure yourself success in the future. You will assure yourself the notoriety that you deserve, Pisces. So again, this is an emotional month. This is a practical month. And I see you making a lot of headway, and there's positive news, a positive outcome, okay, for you, Pisces, because you've been doing the groundwork and you've been really making some headway. Okay, so I'm proud of you, and I hope that you resonate with this reading. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would love to see you back here. I'm going to be posting weekly readings, and for you, Pisces, water signs will be coming out every Wednesday from now on. So if you'd like to see a general intuitive reading, visit me here again every Wednesday for that, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much, and enjoy your Aries season. Bye-bye.